Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Barry Knuckles here, and today we're going to cover a lot of new information that was recently found by Tempo Royale. I will have his Twitter handle in the pinned comment on this video below, so you can check him out if you like. And to start things off, thanks to his files, we have found out that the Japanese and US forces have been secretly added to BF5. In the image you can see on screen now, you can see that DICE has additionally added Allies US Pacific and Axis Japan next to the already existing factions, which tells us a couple of things. First, it means that we are likely to get separate soldier loadout options for the two new factions, such as a US faction for the Pacific and a US faction for Europe. What it also tells us is that there is most likely going to be restricting models, weapons, and gadgets or vehicles to certain theaters of war. To what extent this will be, we have yet to see, but it is almost certain that that will be the case. I personally can't wait until we get the new factions. Anyway, moving on. Next, we have some information for Firestorm. It looks like DICE is working on a respawn system for Firestorm, both for squads and duos. I wonder where they came up with that idea. Anyway, how it works is that it is connected to a location on the map that must be captured. Then players will receive a notification on their screen saying that a respawn is available. The respawn is apparently called squad spawn. What that tells us is that it is likely to be very similar to a squad spawn from the base multiplayer, where you spawn on a teammate instead of getting back into the game via an airdrop, like in other battle royales. Also, as you know by now from watching the trailer of the new map Mercury coming later this week, that map will be available in the following game modes: Breakthrough, Conquest, Domination, Frontlines, Outpost, Squad Conquest, and Team Deathmatch. There were also two new models of two new assets in the Mercury map found. The first is the DFS-230, a German transport glider operated by the Luftwaffe in World War II, and it will be featured on the map as an unusable asset. The second is a model of a dolphin, perhaps part of an Easter egg or simply something to swim with on the shores of the map. We'll have to wait and see. Of course, there's no question we'll be getting a new grand operation with the new map, and it is called the Grand Operation Greece. The first day will be, according to the files, Merida, Frontlines. Of course, usually we should expect airborne here, so maybe Frontlines is just a placeholder in the files. We'll see. Day 2 is Merida Breakthrough. Day 3 is Mercury Conquest, and Day 4, if need be, like all the other Grand Ops, Final Stand on Mercury. Next, we have a new game mode in the files called Invasion. It appears to be a grand operation alternative. Its in-game description reads, all-out warfare, defend your resources and destroy the enemy resources. Destroy enemy resources while protecting your own. Eliminate any enemy troops and resources to win. It's classified as an overall game mode like Grand Operations. It'll be 32 versus 32 players, 2 rounds per map. Airborne seems to be part of it, so maybe round 1 or day 1. The second round or day features a Conquest Breakthrough mix where you have to capture objectives, and after some time they're permanently yours. And it seems to have a carryover mechanic like Grand Operations, where you get a bonus for round 2 if you do well in round 1. I don't know if this is another temporary game mode or a tighter alternative to Grand Ops coming to the Pacific maps in the new Chapter 5. We'll have to wait and see. We're also getting a new squad reinforcement, and it is called High Altitude Reconnaissance, and spots both teams. It's probably a call-in airplane with a spotting camera flying over the target zone, and it surely has some recon plane vibe, which we'll get for the 5v5 mode. We also found 5 new models of unreleased equipment, the first being what's called the Type 89 knee mortar, which in Japanese is actually called the Hachikyu Shikiju Tekidanto, inaccurately and colloquially known as the knee mortar by Allied forces. It's a Japanese grenade launcher or light mortar that was widely used in the Pacific theater of World War II. Next, we're getting a hand grenade called the Anti-Tank No. 5, or also known as the Hawkins grenade. It was a British anti-tank hand grenade used during World War II. It was one of a number of grenades developed for use by the British Army in the aftermath of the Dunkirk evacuation. Next, we're also getting what is called a Walther SLD flare gun. And I like this flare gun because it looks like the double-barreled shotgun from Quake 1. I don't think this will function any differently from other flare guns. I think it's just a cosmetic thing for factions, for the new factions. We'll see. The most intriguing model of this unreleased equipment is the Goliath tracked mine, or the Leichter Ludungsstracher Goliath. I'm sure I just butchered that fucking name. It's a name given to 2 German unmanned ground vehicles used during World War II. These were electrically powered. They were known as beetle tanks to the Allies. They were employed during the Wehrmacht in World War II. They carried 60 to 100 kilograms. of high explosives. Depending on the model, they were intended to be used for multiple purposes, such as destroying tanks, disrupting dense infantry formations, and the demolition of buildings or bridges. These were single-use vehicles that were destroyed by the detonation of their warhead. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this video. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to get notified of my future videos. Thank you for stopping by, and I hope you have a great day. See you again soon.